Samy. Welcome to the International Podcast, and I'm first year in football coaching and performance, and I'm joined by.
Kshanya.
I'm Damara.
And what courses are you on?
I'm in my first year in dance education and teaching.
I'm in the MA Performance Dance.
All right. So as mentioned, this podcast will discuss what it's like to be an international student in this university. So starting off, what inspired you to study abroad?
Oh, I feel like for me, performing arts, I looked all over and I thought the UK was the best for performing arts. Especially, I know places like the US would be maybe sometimes considered even better, but I think the UK is more affordable as well, and it gets you education, which is my purpose.
I was thinking in something similar because I was trying to prioritize my goals in the future, and I think that UK really have good opportunities for jobs in arts, especially with dance.
Yeah, for me it's kind of the same. I study football, and I think there's no better place to study than the UK. And yeah, so what inspired you to choose Chichester out of all of the other universities in the UK?
Oh, I think with Chichester it was, I think the only one or one out of two that had dance education and teaching. And also I had a teacher that trained here, and I said, oh, I really want to be like him, and coming here I have no regrets because I really like it.
For me, it was the course because there are other universities that offer something similar, but they have more theoretical parts, and here in Chichester I can explore more with the practical part and having more hours with technique classes. So that was like,
So the hands-on experience
yes.
compared to other universities. Perfect. Have you two enjoyed your time at Chichester so far?
Yes.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me the most enjoyable part of it is it's not a massive university, so you really get to know everyone, and it's
so
really
true.
like warm and close compared to maybe other big universities where you don't really get to know a lot of people.
That's true.
I basically know everyone at my course, and that helps a lot, I feel.
Yeah, that's true. You can build your own community.
And find people that you really can associate with as well.
Exactly. So can you share a memorable or favorite moment at your time at university?
Oh, that's hard because there are quite a few, I think. But nothing that I could like pin down. But I think for me it's maybe how I found, it's only very recent, but how I found my set of friends. Whether it's like from dance or from other societies, finding your set of people, and then you know that you can go up to them. So I think that's what's settled in with me very well.
For me, I think that I have two key moments. The first day, when I arrived, I was really excited for finally know the place, meet new people. And my first day was in the international welcome. So it was actually really nice to see more people with kind of in the same boat and wanna trying to learn of a different culture. And the another moment, it's like when I finish my classes, because I felt the relief of it's done, it's over. Now I just need to focus on my dissertation, those details, but it's done.
I think I can relate with you a lot. I think the international meeting we had at the beginning of the year was really good for me because I met another student that does football coaching, and up till now, end of the year, he's one of my closest friends. And I think one of my key and like most favorite moment was he also does football, so I'm coaching him, and we did really well with the football team. So just meeting him since the beginning and up to now was a very big moment for me.
That's good.
So now to cultural adjustments. Are there any cultural differences that surprised you or that you find particularly interesting? So what do you think of the food? For example, roast dinners.
I think that the food here is quite interesting. I mean, roasts are really good. I love Sunday roast.
I think what I've said to like my English or the local friends is, I had a roast from the canteen, and they're like, but that's not a proper roast. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's not a proper, it's a roast, right? It's like, no, it's just not a proper roast. They never explained it to me. So like my friends are saying, oh, let's take you out to like one of the local like places and let's try it out, but they never did. But I think it is very interesting. I think that's the right word.
Yeah, obviously I feel like food back home is better, but I do appreciate. I feel like the canteen tries a lot
That is true.
to give you different types. There's Italian food, they try to do Indian food, they try to do Mexican food, so you do get food from everywhere.
That is true.
Obviously it's not the same, but they try, and I appreciate that. So what's your favorite meal from home?
Oh my god, I don't have a I don't know if it's a meal, but it's like different foods put on the same plate, really.
Yeah.
It would have to be rice, some curry, or like let's say a chicken curry and dal, or like lentils, or some people say. That's all-time favorite. Can't go wrong with that.
I really love pozole. And every time I can go to London, I'm just trying to looking where can I buy a little bit because I really miss food from home.
Yeah,
That's true.
And for me, it would be the same, or quesadillas the same. It's also, it reminds me of back home, and really good. So, what were your concerns to move in the UK and studying this university? Like, did you find that you settled well in the UK?
I think I settled quite quickly, quite well. I only struggled with like not meeting, I guess just interacting and talking to new people, but that's maybe because I'm not a person to go up and like talk, because I'm not, I get really scared. But then what I noticed is other people would sometimes come to me and they would make me feel quite comfortable. So I think that was quite touching.
Something like that. I think that my main concern it was the language, like trying to communicate with other people what I want, and also how to make new friends if English is not your first language. But I think that people here it's really nice and kind, and it doesn't matter if you have an accent or if you don't know how to say specific words, they can always understand you, or you can find new ways to say the things. And that's also like a new skill that we as international students win during this year.
So is it fair to say that you both are more introverted? Yeah.
Yes.
So did you find to get over those concerns? Did you find that?
Yeah, I think if I compare myself September or October to now, I feel like I'm a lot better, but I still have room to improve. But things like the language barrier is, English is my first language, but you have the accent.
Yeah, the dialect.
And
exactly.
that really messes me up sometimes, because there are some words I'm like, what is that? And like, they explain it slowly. I'm like, oh, it's this. And they're like, no, you don't pronounce it like that. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, even when I coach, I feel like one of the things that I struggle with the most was like the little like slang and like differences.
Slang is a big one.
Yeah, in coaching, but even so, if I compare myself to now, in the beginning, you just learn so quick. I think the lecturers and like the people around you help you a lot.
Very true, very true.
And I feel much more comfortable now than I used to at the beginning of the year. What about homesickness? How have you found it moving away from home?
I think that for me at the beginning, I didn't feel the difference during the first 2 months because I was adapting me to this new life, and also because I have a lot of things to do.
Yeah, and there was sun as well.
Yeah. But then during December, when all the holidays begins, I start to miss home. But I think that really helped me was the fact that I have friends in the same situation as me, so I can talk with them about miss home,
and they understand.
Yes,
that's true. They do understand. I think for me, I think I'm quite lucky because I've never actually felt homesick before, and I know like the local friends would say, oh my gosh, I feel a bit homesick. But when I say I haven't felt homesick ever, I'm like, they're like, wow, you're really lucky. But I think there might be like a certain time, maybe for a few minutes or like maybe for a day, where I miss my parents in a certain like moment, and that's when I always know, they're they're a text away or like they're a video call away. So
Yeah.
I'm put at ease at that, which is good.
I think for me, as I said, I agree with you. I didn't really feel homesick because I came here to do football, and that's what I've been doing 24/7. So I'm just so busy doing what I like.
Yeah.
It's really easy not to. And I feel like as an international student, if you have a reason to come here and you have a degree, a passion, and you're doing it every day, is the homesickness won't really affect you. Obviously, you'll miss your family. I've missed my family. I miss back home, but I'm just so happy doing what I like.
That's so true.
Yeah, so
God, yeah.
it's easier. So how did you initially find your first few months, and what was your first day like?
I know on the dance course we had, the first week was not orientation, induction week, and that really gave us an insight to what the technique lessons would be like. And I also like realized if I had any questions, if I like had any worries, like the lecturers made it like very, very clear, you can come to us absolutely anything, and you get given an academic advisor, which I think some people say, oh, it's not helpful, some people say it's really helpful. It depends on your mindset. So like for me, I think it's helpful, but it really depends. But I think I still enjoy my first few months. Yeah.
Yeah, the first few months was really excited because everything was new. I was learning about everything, literally, like life culture, like new lessons, technique, different approaches, meeting different people, not just from here, this country, because in the dance department are so many international students.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is also something really interesting for me, because I can have a different approaches also for another cultures than before I came here. I never thought about it.
Yeah.
So it was just starting with a new adventure here.
I agree with you a lot. I remember my first day, we did some like football quizzes, and I feel like in my first few months, there's been a lot of appreciation of like football, how it's done from when I come, because obviously it's different from wherever you come. But there's 2 international students in my whole course, and both of us we see football differently from how they see it, and that has been something I really benefited from, and I feel like really welcome because of that. So how did you find making friends and create a social network, or like did you join any societies?
Oh, I tried to like go to in the first month, because everything's like you don't have to pay a membership for anything yet, so it's all like taster sessions. I went for as many as I could and like sort of was like trying to figure out which ones I like best, and that's when I started like getting to know different people, because I've gone for these taster sessions, and now coming back to this current day, like one of my friends in particular, she always says, Kshanya, you always know everybody, and I'm like, no, I don't. And then I think back and I'm like, actually there's many people I do, because I've gone for so many taster sessions, so it's quite nice actually just to say like, yeah, hi, how are you? It's really cool.
You're popular now.
Okay, no.
That's all you need the first week during the freshers event. Yeah. For me, I think it was different because before I arrived, I was looking for all the options in the website. And I was like, oh yes, I want to try Hill Society, Yoga Society. But then, when I received my timetable, I realized that I literally have no time to do that. But one of the advantages that have my course as a master's degree is that I can share classes with another master's students. So that's how I create my networking.
Obviously, it's different for you because you're a master's student.
Yes.
But me being first year, I joined 2 societies. I joined the 6-a-side football and the Wishy football. And the timetable is made so you get free Wednesdays so you can play sports. So it was so nice and so easy. And that's also so welcoming because the societies really want you there. If you join the societies, they'll send you lots of messages to go to the socials, to take part. So I feel like it's really nice that the students run the societies because all of them, they want you there. They want the number. So I found it really easy to like join societies and take part because they made me feel so welcome, for sure. So what would you say it's like being an international student in Chichester?
You're very supported. You're very, very supported. I don't know. I feel like if I had any questions or like, I would easily send an email to the advising the
International
that's
thing?
the one. Remember it. And they'd get back to me like within half an hour, or if not even half an hour, then at least a day, and it's so helpful. Oh, Jim and Pi were the best.
And not even if you don't even have to write an email. You can just go to the office.
Just drop in. That's so true.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they receive you, and it's so really good the treat that they give to you.
Because they always, I feel like if you ever drop in, they always have a smile on their face, coming to greet you, saying, you know, what do you need? What help do you need? It's very helpful.
You're talking about Pavey, the international.
Yeah.
Gemma and Pivy.
I felt so supported with her as well with my visa when I came here, like having questions. She helps you along all the way, especially first month or two. It can be a bit hard setting up an account with the doctor GP, but it's so easy with when you have support, like with Pavey, and support all along. And I feel like I feel really supported as a student, as an international student especially.
And also right now, because they pay you attention not even before came here and during your students, for me, that I am trying to change my visa for the graduate visa, they are also having these little meetings where they can explain you everything that you need to know.
Exactly.
And if you want to stay here in the country for a little bit longer, job opportunities, like everything about well-being, they have a lot of information that it's really useful for us. We just need to ask.
Even the small things, like if English is not your first language, you get extra time in assessment. And like lecturers know, I think this unit is really well prepared when it comes to receiving international students and how well they welcome us. Yeah, for sure. And so what would you wish you know before you come to the UK?
Learn the slang.
Listen.
I'm being so honest, because I really I've been in the UK 2 years, like before coming to Chichester, so I have experience of like what it's like. But even still, like third year in, I'm still struggling with the slang. There are certain things I'm like, what does that mean? It's so hard.
For me, I think that about the living situation, because I'm a postgraduate student, so I was refused to the idea to live in the halls and share with freshers.
Fair enough.
And I haven't clue about people here looking for houses since January. So at the moment that I start to look for a house, there were no options. So that's something that I really, really wish to know before.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's hard because for all the tramits that we need to do, we have no idea about the times here, but it could be useful for next generations to know.
True.
I think for me, it's just being more aware of how easy it is to travel in trains. Because obviously back home, if you want to travel from one city to another, it's a bit more complicated. Maybe you want to drive, but here taking the train is so easy.
But sometimes it's also so unreliable.
They are unreliable.
Being so honest.
But if you get on the train, it's just so easy, so quick.
It is true, that's true.
Yeah, and I feel like it works much better than it worked at home. And if I knew that, I probably would have planned more trips, or done more with that. Yeah. So what are your plans after completing your studies here?
Oh,
Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I've well thought about that.
Yeah?
I definitely want to do my PGCE, I think it's called, the postgraduate QTS in dance teaching here, because I think doing it here is a lot easier. One, you get 10% discount in fees, and being an international student, that's a lot. And two, it's better because you're already you know the teachers, so they know what you're like, and you're more likely to get into the course as well. So it's easy. Sometimes.
I want to have work experience here.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, as mentioned before, I want to try to change my visa and make auditions everywhere.
Yeah. For me, I think I might, because I'm only first year, so I haven't really thought about that. I have 2 years and a bit more. But probably doing a PA Masters in Performance Analysis. But definitely I want to stay in the UK as of now. Yeah. I've loved it so far.
That's the end goal.
Yeah, exactly. So what advice do you have for international students considering to study in a different country?
I think that don't be shy. And if you have questions before came here, maybe they can try to look for people that it's already in the programs and just send a random message like, "Hi, how's the course? Sorry for being this
Yeah.
weird person that you."
We have the Chi Connect app that you can use before.
yes, that's so
Chi-
true.
And
And there was an international.
yes, there was
one,
an international
wasn't it?
group
Yeah.
chat.
I think that was quite helpful.
Do you have anything? Any advice?
Oh, advice. I think similar, but I would say just be yourself. If you try, I think if I try to change who I am for someone, for a social group, I'm not like, I don't know how to phrase it, but like, it's just not good for your mental well-being also. So that's why, like, I bring back to the first point. You have to like find your sort of people to be yourself and calm yourself down also. Yeah.
For sure. I think my advice is if you came to do a course you like and you're passionate about it, you'll go well. In my class there's about 25 students, and even though like it's not like everybody gets along with everybody, but like everybody has their people, and we're all happy, and because we all share a common passion, and it's honestly something so different to like normal school, I said, because you get to choose what you do, and it's so enjoyable, especially if you take abroad, because you learn so much about different cultures. So thank you so much for being part of this podcast. Follow us on our socials, they're in the screen, and thank you so much for watching.